Well, we're gonna make salsa. Here's some serrano chiles. Serrano chiles. I've got some Roma tomatoes and onion, garlic, and I'll be using a little bit of salt. That's it, believe it or not. That's all I'm gonna be using. Let's get these washed up. I'm not gonna use them all. I'm just gonna use a few, but I'm gonna show you. I'll be right with you. I'm gonna grill these tomatoes and serrano peppers. That's the way I like my salsa. I've got my grill pretty hot, as you can see. I'm gonna go ahead and put my tomatoes directly on the pan here, the grill. So I've got 4 peppers and 4 tomatoes. This salsa should be spicy. If I didn't want it so spicy, I would probably do 2 to 3 peppers for the 4 tomatoes. What we need to do now is just let these grill on here and keep turning them over as they grill. See, you're starting to see some puckering there. The blistering, that is, not puckering. Nobody's kissing anybody. Blistering. I can talk, guys. All right. So that was premature. I could have left it alone before I turned it, but I just kind of wanted you to take a look to see what I was talking about, like that. I'm going to let that happen all over before I take them off. And I've got the heat on fairly high. It's like a medium high. So these are going to cook, and I'm going to get everything else together. So I'm going to take an onion, and I'll probably use about 1/4 of the onion. My knives are not very sharp. I need to go get them sharpened. I've been saying that I'm going to. I haven't done it yet, but just now doing this on camera for you, I was a little bit embarrassed, and I thought, I should just mention it. Yes, they're dull. I need to go get them sharpened. All right. So let's see. I'm going to kind of eyeball this. I'm going to use this plus that. So about 2/3 of an onion is what I'm using. Make sure to peel that stuff off of there. There we go. And garlic. I'm going to use, these are kind of small. That's 2 little cloves there. I like onion quite a bit, so maybe I'll use a big one and 2 small ones. How's that? I hate to throw things away, so these are pretty small. Some people might discard them. I won't. And see how that's got a tail on it? Nothing wrong with that. He's still fine. I can still use that. So I'm a thrifty person. I'm not going to toss it just because it's not perfect. I think they're about ready. The chiles are definitely ready. See that? They're nicely wrinkled. And then you see how that's peeling backwards? That's what I want. But yeah, I'm going to call this ready. Now I know some people will peel this part off of their tomatoes before putting it in their food processor or however they're going to make it. I'm using my blender, but I actually don't mind this, and in fact I like the char on there, so I'm not going to peel them. I am, however, going to take these little stems off of these chiles before I put them in the blender because I don't want them in there. I do have a high-powered blender, so I can actually keep them in there, but I don't know why I would do that. I don't know that it would add any flavor, or it might even change the flavor. I just don't know. I've never done it. Not going to do it today, so I'm just taking those off. I think I saw on Food Network one time when a chef left them on there, and I was like, I don't know about that. Ooh, this is hot. Okay, there, I got all those off. So now I'm going to transfer these into my blender. Be right back for that. All right, I've got my chiles and my tomatoes in the blender. I'm going to add my onion, and then I've got I guess the equivalent of 2 heads of garlic. So it was 2 small ones and a regular sized one. That in there. I've got like a 1/4 cup of water right here. I'm only going to pour some of it in there because I'm not sure if it's going to need it all. So I used, let me see how much I used, because I know people like measurements. I used 2 ounces of water. Now I'm going to use my salt here. So, and this, you definitely need to play it by ear. It just depends on how salty you like things. A lot of people are trying to watch their salt content. I say give it a little sprinkle of salt and then taste it and see if you need to add more, and then just, tweak it as you need to. All right, so I've got my little blender. Let me show you what I'm doing here. All right, so I've got my Vitamix. I'm gonna put it on 4, I guess, and I'm gonna start blending that up. If you like a chunkier salsa, you would stop now. I want mine to be smoothed out, so I'm gonna keep going. And I'm going to rev this up higher. Do you see all my specks of the charred tomatoes and chiles? I like that. If you don't like that, then take that part off of your tomatoes and chiles before you pop it in here. All right, so this is what it looks like. Whoop. Let me grab a spoon so we could do a taste test. Okay, and do you see the consistency? That to me is perfect. So I had only added 2 ounces of the 4 ounces that I had there. And that was perfect for me. Let me look and see. Yeah. Yep. I used 2 ounces. Okay, just wanted to make sure. I've got my box here because that's how I'm putting my camera up. So behind the scenes, guys. Let me taste this and see how spicy it is. Oh, that's that's spicy, and I think it needs a little bit more salt. Let me just pop a little more in there. Ooh, that's spicy. That's a nice kick. I used 1 chile to 1 tomato, so it's a little spicier than not. Because usually I make it mild, but today I was like, oh, let me make it a little spicy. Let me pour this out so you can see what it looks like. Okay, here's our salsa. Got a trusty little mason jar here. Look at that. I won't actually put that on there until it's cooled down, but that's what I would do. I'll have that in the refrigerator. As we need it, I'll just grab it and have some more. And I'm probably going to put this in a smaller container and let my daughter take it to her refrigerator. That's spicy. You know when you start coughing? It's because you know it's spicy. We would say when my mom would make salsa and it was pretty hot, we'd say, ¿Estabas enojada? Which means, were you mad? Were you mad when you made it? In other words, because it was spicy. So this is my salsa. I usually put them in my mason jars. I love my mason jars. They're just easier to store in the refrigerator, and you could freeze it too. So that's my salsa recipe. I hope that you make it. I hope you enjoy it. I've been making this since my kids were little, and there's a lot of variations on what to do with it, but that'll be a different video. Take care. Bye.